Okay guys, Mr. Dave here. I wanted to talk to you about the important stuff. There's a lot of videos I got there on my channel there at YouTube, and over 1,000 now. And I'm just starting to realize later in life there are things that are more important than just more money, more profit, more success, more fame, fortune, and the acquisition of all your dreams and desires. And that has to do with where we're going to go after we're done here on this little round blue ball marble floating through space. What happens after we're gone? What happens after we die? And my dad passed away last September 15th at 5:33 p.m. in the afternoon. I was standing right beside his bed, and some of you may have heard me talk about this in other videos and stuff. He was at the end of the road there. He was on morphine, and then I got the feeling I needed to just give him permission to go. And so I walked over next to the bed and stroked his cheek and his bald little head. He's got the same haircut I do, which is no hair. And I just told him we were proud of him and we loved him and it was okay to go. And at that very moment, he puckered his lips as if to kiss me goodbye, and I tapped my fingers and tapped his lips, and he let out his last breath. I was sitting right next to him, and he just released and let it go, and I watched his body relax. So I sent him off to the great unknown, the great beyond, and it's hard to know what the future holds, but in time and over decades of life living, studying the various things out there, the different theories, philosophies, myths, legends, stories, I have settled in on the Judeo-Christian or Christian strategy or explanation as to the nature of things. And my dad gave me a book, and it's called Imagine Heaven by John Burke. And it made my dad's transition so much more pleasant and so much more mellow and chill. In fact, I had a chance to chat with him weekends before he passed on a number of times, and we were able to talk about stuff, and really there's nothing that was left unsaid. I was just let him know how thankful I am for having him done so much for me and my brothers and sisters and our family. He and my mom had 5 kids. I'm the oldest of the 5, and so what a breath of life I was given by my dad. And what's cool is the nature of things I think that are real, factual, true, honest, and correct has to do with us going beyond this physical body, this physical domain, this physical reality of earth, space, time, and all the rest of that philosophical stuff. And so I wanted just to let you know this book made a big difference. And so without question, I know my dad's body is dust to dust, ashes to ashes, but his personhood, his personality, his soul, his spirit is living well and still around somewhere, wherever that is, a 4th dimension. But it's the spirit realm, and clearly that book, Imagine Heaven, gives us an insight into something else. You read stories in that book about people having gone flatline. There's no brain activity, there's no heartbeat, and they are somehow able to watch this process of resuscitation. The book talks about numerous different people who've had a near-death experience, which is the nature of this book and what it talks about. And so I just got to tell you guys, if you're not sure where you're going, or that if there's an afterlife and all that stuff, read this book, Imagine Heaven by John Burke. And it's really interesting. It's been scientifically studied, as you learned in the book. Thousands of people have had these experiences, and with the amazing resuscitation we have in modern medicine, many people have had this. And I think if I get the stats right, 6% of Americans say they've had a near-death experience. Well, 6% of 330 million or whatever it is, that's a whole lot of people. There's a lot of data that they have to chew on as the researchers look into this stuff. And this book was written maybe 10 years ago, Imagine Heaven. So there's even more research now, and it continues to grow. And of all faiths, traditions, all religions, all cultures, all have very similar experiences, though their interpretations might be a little different. But miraculous stories, like a girl that passes away on the table, as they say in a hospital, goes up above herself in the corner of the room, watches them trying to revive her and keep her from passing all the way away, but there's no signs on the EEG machine and all the rest of it, and she's clinically dead, as they say. She rises up out of the room, goes through walls, sees a tennis shoe sitting on the edge of a windowsill in the third balcony on the hospital. Names the type of shoe it is, a tennis shoe, and all that sort of thing. Comes back later, they revive her, and she proceeds in the next weeks or so to tell folks about that. And next thing you know, they climb up around, look around, and there's the shoe on the edge of the windowsill, the ledge, as it were. So crazy stories like that, man. So I'm telling you, check this book out, Imagine Heaven, guys. This is the important stuff. Make sure you say all the things you need to say to your loved ones. Try to forgive them if they've done bad by you, and heal up those wounds, because you never know when your last breath is. Some of you guys may already know I almost passed away January 4th, 2022. A spontaneous brain bleed occurred in my brain while I was working on a job. Moments after I got out of a little two-man raft that was floating in a pool full of water, checking for fake rock cracks, because that's what I do, I all of a sudden started to feel weird, and then next thing you know, I'm on a ventilator in the hospital for 30 hours. Odds were that I had 40 to 60% chance of being dead or having permanent disability. And I walked out of the hospital in 3 days. And the docs were quite surprised. I remember these neurologist doctors coming up and having me do the test, watch your finger, watch my finger, push on your hands, hold them out with your eyes closed, and that kind of thing to see if I had any brain damage. And they were like, wow. And they just sat there, the puzzled look on his face, I could see. And he was like, wow, Mr. Anderson, you're pretty amazing. You're doing really good. And so I was a little bit of a miracle there. So I'm just telling you guys, you never know when your last breath's going to be. And you hear those stories online and stuff if you start looking for those sort of stories. So hey, there's something else after our bodies poop out. I believe there is a heaven. I believe there's a hell, and no one's going to be in hell that isn't choosing to go there. I think as the phrase goes, the gates of hell are locked from the inside. So to have free will, to be able to love God or not, you have to be able to choose. And I think people will, in fact, continue to choose, no, I don't want to do your thing. I don't want to submit to your authority, God. And they will choose to stay outside of God's love, grace, mercy, forgiveness, and that sort of thing. That's where I'm coming from with this stuff anyway. So yeah, departure from fake rock stories and fake rock stuff and how to make a rock. But I just want to know, guys, you never know when your last breath is, as I said. So I'm just wanting you to read the book, Imagine Heaven by John Burke. Check it out. I think it will really give you some peace. In fact, just finishing up here, my dad and I agreed, because since I already almost died in January of that 2022, like I said, my dad had some hardships too. And we kind of both agreed, whoever gets there first is going to check out the scene. Find out the best views, the best fishing holes, the best places to discover and look and hear music, all that kind of stuff. Whoever goes first is going to scope it out. So I think my dad's scoping it out right now. So looking forward to seeing him again. All my family and friends that have passed before me, I know I will see them again, I think. And so just read the book, Imagine Heaven by John Burke. Check it out. I think you'll be blessed by it. And the fear of death is something that I do not have now. And I'm just thinking I'm going to see my dad, pretty soon. The way the world's going, scriptures being fulfilled, prophecies being fulfilled, and Jesus come back anytime. And there's a whole bunch of solid reasons why that's the case. So anyways, hope you're enjoying your day. May you be grateful, may you be forgiving, may you feel blessed, and I just hope you enjoy this book and get something out of it. So Mr. Dave here, signing off on the important stuff. All right, have a good day. Bye.